What's your favourite apparatus?
Yeah, I like the vault.
I like high bar.
Oh, I love it all. I love it all.
Floor the most.
I like the beat. Great competition.
Gym Talk. We have Jayden Bull here from the men's gymnastics. Jayden, how did you get involved in gymnastics?
I'd have to say the classic answer. My parents got me into gymnastics. That's basically where it went from, and just learned to love it. So, yeah.
And you're a bit of a specialist, and high bar is your apparatus. So what are the challenges for you on this apparatus?
Obviously, you've got big skills, big releases, so I guess staying on it and trying to keep it clean is the biggest difficulty. Yeah, so that's basically it.
And how have you been preparing yourself for this competition?
Just trying to get numbers, routines, trying to get as much confidence as possible. So when I'm at the competition, I'm not worried about anything, so just trying to keep it clean.
And so what do you eat for breakfast on competition day?
I actually have about 6 Weet-Bix with some honey, some chia seeds, it's good, and some fruit juice.
And how do you think you're going to go this weekend?
I've got high hopes, so keep the confidence up. Should do pretty well if I stick to my plans. So.
Excellent. Well, good luck and thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Up now we have Jayden Bull on the high bar. He's a bit of a specialist on this apparatus, and this is actually a bit of a comeback comp for him, isn't it, Declan?
That's exactly right. Now watch this combination right here. Stoop half right into a Kovacs. He's actually the only guy in Australia that competes that combination. Definitely a high bar specialist, as you said. And now here we go right into the Coleman. Now that's a very, very big release. That's actually an F valued release. That's very, very nicely done.
He's got such an exciting high bar routine. It's just so full of entertainment and it really captures the crowd. He pulls it off well, and finishing off with the dismount. A good routine had by Jayden.
And that's right. Now, Jayden, actually, this is his comeback comp. He hasn't competed in 2 years, so I'm sure he would have been very nervous, but it is his favourite event, and he did pull it off okay. A little bit short on the dismount, with a bit of a step forward, but very nicely done. And now up next, we have Luke Wiwatowski on the high bar. Now, Luke is a 2-time World Championship team member, and this is also one of his favourite events as well. Very, very nice Yamawaki, and very nice Coleman. Into the Kovacs.
Great on this apparatus, like you said, and he actually came first on this apparatus, pulls it off, clean routine, apart from the dismount there, but the rest of it was just flowing so well.
And that's right. He's actually been having a lot of troubles with that release just there, the Coleman, so it's good that he pulled it off well here at the competition. And nice Kovacs, he always does that one very nicely.
Coach's Corner. We're here with Greg Corsiglia from the Men's High Performance Centre. Greg, you're a coach from America. Why did you choose to come coach here in Australia?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, it was always sort of a career goal of mine to bring my gymnastics coaching internationally. And I happen to be really good friends with John Curtin, who coached the United States, and he is an Australian coach.
Excellent.
And when things started happening in Melbourne with the new training center, he gave me a call, and I came down and had a look at it, fell in love with Melbourne, and thought it was a great challenge.
Well, we're really excited to have you here.
Thanks very much.
That's great. Also, how do you prepare your athletes for a competition like this?
Well, actually, this particular competition is a process, and it's kind of a multiple stage process in that our big goals are for 2016 in Rio, and preparing a team to be able to have individuals winning medals in the Olympic Games. So for us this year in 2013, it's a big push to make our routines more difficult so that we're actually competitive worldwide. And so we're actually using these competitions as actually practices where they're actually pushing to do big elements in competition, because as you know, it's a big difference being in competition and being in practice.
Yeah.
So doing the big D scores we call our higher difficulty is really the goal for right now, and our preparation for the national championships in about 5 weeks.
Excellent. So further on from that, the long-term goal is Rio, and we really want to see a men's team there. Do you think we'll get there?
We sure do want to see a men's team there, and I think this is our best chance ever. We've got a young generation of gymnasts coming up that are real go-getters and throw some really high difficulty stuff. So we're very motivated. We've got a great plan. We've spent 18 months trying to build strength and their D scores, and the process will continue through this year. 2014, we've got Pac Rim, Commonwealth Games, and the World Championships first qualifying round. So we'll see, but we're looking for that 2014 to 15 to really pull everything together. and then be ready to qualify and get to Rio and do something substantial.
Excellent. Well, thank you and good luck.
My pleasure.
We're here now at the women's finals. I'm here with Bridget McCarthy, who has an international blog about women's gymnastics.
Hi Monette, happy to be here to cover this event.
We have now Kiara Munteanu on the beam. She performs this routine really well.
She really does. She's got a lot of power, a lot of explosive strength here, which you can see in that back tuck. Unfortunately, she couldn't quite stay on the beam. This is a great new skill from Kiara here. You'll see her coach popping down that mat there. I think it's called a sting mat. It's just to protect your ankles because you absorb a lot of pressure on your ankles doing a skill like that.
Yes, definitely. And she executed that skill really, really well. She's got a nice front salto into the split leap. Again, with her connections and her power, she just pulls it off wonderfully.
Yeah, I really, really like her way of working beam. She kind of attacks it, it's really interesting. She's not the ballet kind of gymnast, but there's something really spectacular. And you'll see it in her dismount here with this really high, effortless double back. Just one step back there.
Lands a dismount, but would be happy with that routine. Up next, we have Madelaine Leydin, and she is a very graceful gymnast. She starts off with her turn. Unfortunately, didn't pull that one off, but again, she just has so much grace on this apparatus.
Yeah, she really does. There's a lot of presentation in these routines, and also some really interesting connections. You see her go from one skill to the other, and they're not the usual skill choices, which I really appreciate about her work. I noticed on that turn too at the start of the beam routine, made very popular by our most famous gymnast of the last quad, Lauren Mitchell.
Definitely, one that all the girls are trying to perfect now.
Yes, it's become a kind of trademark Australian move, which is quite cool. Maddie's just having a few wobbles here, but yeah, see, she's coming off here, which is a bit regrettable, A, because she fell, but also because she wanted to connect that into another leap.
Yeah, and she's just really good on this apparatus. She finished up coming first still on the apparatus. She's got difficulty there as well.
Yeah, it's because she's got these fabulous skills, even with a couple of falls. So when she hits this routine, it's going to be spectacular.
All right, up next on the bars, we have Georgia Rose Brown.
Yes. With her new transition, this is fantastic, a Shaposhnikova to an in-bar ginger. She squeezes in between the bars, which is why it's called an in-bar skill.
And she's just got beautiful lines on this apparatus. She's a very tall gymnast, but she has a great swing and really beautiful to watch.
She's got that kind of line that Svetlana Korkina, a very famous Russian gymnast, had, who was also among the most tall gymnasts at her time of competing. Great dismount too there.
And sticks the landing.
Yeah, it's quite fantastic. So it's a double front dismount, and she's got her timing perfectly.
She'll be very, very happy with that routine.
Absolutely. And this looks to be Kiara Munteanu, and I think this is just the end of her bar routine here. She goes from a pirouette and she's winding up into her dismount. It's a nice high tsukahara.
And finishing second.
Up next, we have Georgia Rose Brown from the women's gymnastics to talk to us about her daily routines and medal highlights from the competition.